Poland has openly challenged Brussels. President Karol Nawrocki has sharply criticized the European Union, calling it a fading, even dying star, and warning that the bloc is losing direction. Speaking to diplomats in Warsaw, Nawrocki said the EU is pushing policies that ignore national sovereignty and public opposition, insisting that Europe needs urgent reform, not deeper centralisation.
If we were to compare today's European Union to one of the stars visible in the night sky, I fear that it would increasingly resemble a dying star.
The Polish president's remarks come at a time of deepening friction between Warsaw and Brussels. Nawrocki has repeatedly opposed the EU's Green Deal, migration framework, and the Mercosur trade agreement, accusing the European Commission of overreach. He argues the bloc is drifting away from the member states' interests and toward a model that weakens national control.
I do not concern myself with the applause of Western politicians or the pat on the back they offer. What I want is a strong Poland within a healthy European Union. I believe that the European Union has a future in store, but to continue developing, it must reject ideologies that restrict its member states' potential. The Union must return to the principle that the member states remain masters of the treaties and sovereign entities that decide the shape of European integration.
But Nawrocki insists this is not a rejection of Europe, it is a call to reshape it. He says Poland should lead a reformist camp within the EU, bringing together countries that reject current policies but still believe in European unity. The message is clear. Reform the EU from within or risk long-term instability.
Poland should be at the forefront of the camp of reform of the European Union.
Alongside his EU critique, Nawrocki issued a stark warning on security. Poland, which borders Russia's Kaliningrad exclave, sees Moscow as a persistent and expansionist threat. He said, Russia's ambitions go far beyond Ukraine and will not end with the war.
One of Russia's goals is territorial expansion, mass murder, and attacks on civilian targets, including hospitals and schools.
Positioning Poland as a frontline NATO state, Nawrocki stressed that only military strength and allied unity can deter Russia. He highlighted Poland's decision to spend 5% of its GDP on defense, one of the highest levels in NATO, framing security as central to Europe's future. The message from Warsaw is unmistakable. Poland is pushing back against Brussels, demanding sovereignty, reform, and realism, while doubling down on NATO and defense. As Europe faces internal divisions and external threats, Nawrocki's challenge exposes growing cracks inside the European Union and raises urgent questions about who sets Europe's course next.